let's face it, visiting Disney World can get very expensive, but there are some ways that you can save some money in that Disney budget of yours. When I visit Disney World, I love doing Disney on a budget, and so that's why in this video today I wanted to share with you a couple of ways that I have found to be very helpful to save money whenever visiting Disney World. My name is Megan with the Megan Moves channel, where I like to help Disney lovers make the most of their Disney travel, so if that's content that interests you, definitely hit that subscribe button and let's get on into these tips. The first way to save money here that I have for you is to have your groceries delivered. Now, when visiting Disney World, one major aspect of your Disney budget that you're going to have to consider is food. Now, while it's fun to eat all of the snacks and visit all of the restaurants on Disney property, it can get pricey pretty quickly, and so one way that you can save on your Disney budget is to have groceries delivered to your hotel room. Now, there's a couple of ways that you can have your groceries delivered. A lot of the grocery stores have their own delivery service, or you could use Uber Eats or Grubhub to have groceries delivered to your hotel. But another interesting site and service that I have found to use that has a lot of good reviews is called Vacation Grocery Delivery. Now, I believe that this service is run by Disney cast members, which is a really great way to support Disney cast members, and it's also another great way for you to also get groceries very inexpensively. So if you visit their site, you can pick a day that you would like to have your groceries delivered, and they'll deliver them to your hotel. But essentially, having groceries delivered to your hotel will help cut down on the amount of times that you maybe have to eat out while at Disney World, or it'll allow you to just have some snacks that you can eat throughout the park. The next way that you can save money is by using the DVC Rental Store. Now, when visiting Disney World, most likely you're going to want to stay on property because there are a lot of perks to being able to stay on Disney World property. But that comes with a high ticket price at times, but by using the DVC Rental Store, you can actually find inexpensive prices for staying at Disney World resorts. Now, if you aren't familiar with what DVC is the Disney Vacation Club, where members can purchase points to stay at certain Disney resorts. What Disney Vacation Club members can do with this DVC Rental Store is essentially rent out their points that they have as a part of the membership to other people such as yourself. So this will help you to be able to stay on Disney World property at times for a huge discount. Now, with this DVC Rental Store, what you can do is you can actually go in and put what dates you are planning on visiting Disney World and how many people are going to be in your party, and it'll come up with all of the different options that you have to stay when it comes to the DVC rental options. This can be a great thing to do whenever you are actually planning your trip, because if you are a little bit flexible with the dates that you are planning on visiting, what you could do is you could actually find out what the cheapest resort is to stay at. And that is how you could base when you are wanting to visit, because it could be a little bit cheaper and save you some money in your Disney budget. The third way to save some money before going to Disney World is to purchase merchandise before going. The price of Disney World merchandise is very expensive, and you definitely pay a little bit of an upcharge when it comes to actually getting items at Disney World. And it's all good and fine if you want to get a couple of souvenirs when you are at Disney World, but one way that you can save money before going is to have merchandise purchased before getting to the parks. Going on Etsy, you can find a lot of great handmade Disney items. I used to sell my own Minnie Mouse ears, and it's a great way to support some creators, but also get some merchandise at a cheaper cost. Having outfits planned ahead of time is always fun when going to Disney World, and one thing that you can do is actually go to Walmart or Target. They have great Disney shirts available, or if you have access to a Cricut or know somebody that has a Cricut that can make DIY shirts for you, that's another great way to save some money in your Disney budget. I love creating my own Disney t-shirts and Disney Minnie Mouse ears. This is a DIY Haunted Mansion shirt that a friend had made for me, so this is a really great way to save some money if you're able to have some items purchased ahead of time before actually getting to the parks. The fourth way to save some money when visiting Disney World is to visit during the off season. Now, Disney World is usually pretty busy, but when it comes to peak times such as the holidays or summer times, Disney World can get very, very busy, but it can also be very expensive to visit Disney World during those times. And a lot of times when visiting during the off season at Disney World, ticket prices are a lot cheaper than visiting during the peak seasons. Not only that, but visiting on the weekdays can be a lot cheaper than visiting on weekends. So if you are in the process of planning your trip, this could be a good way to determine when you're wanting to visit, because visiting during the weekdays and on your off season can be a lot cheaper when getting Disney World tickets. The fifth thing that you can do is to use Disney gift cards. Now, this is something that I definitely need to start doing more of, but one thing that you can do to save some money is actually use Disney gift cards. I have seen a lot of Disney park goers use Disney gift cards when it comes to paying for their trips or paying for the hotels, and they've been able to save a lot of money with this. For example, at times you can go to Costco and Sam's Club, I believe, and get get Disney gift cards at a discounted price. Another thing that I've seen people do is if you are a Target Circle member, you can receive 5% back on purchases. And so what people will do is they will actually buy their Disney gift cards at Target and save that 5%. So it may not be a ton, but it definitely starts to add up when you think about the cost of tickets or the cost of your hotel. If you're able to purchase and pay for all of those items using Disney gift cards, that can definitely save a little bit of money for you. So think about how using Disney gift cards could work for you. The sixth way that you could save some money on your Disney trip is to visit Disney Springs. Now, when visiting Disney World, you don't necessarily have to do every day visiting the park. One day you could actually have a day off from the parks and decide to go and visit Disney Springs. Now, besides the shopping that you may do at Disney Springs is a completely free option that you can have available to you at Disney World. They have free parking, and there's a lot of things to see and do at Disney Springs that can occupy you for a day. It's always fun walking around the different Disney stores as well as other stores that they have at Disney Springs, and they also have some fun restaurants there. So that's a thing that you could do to save a little bit of money and also see another part of Disney property. Going along with that is the seventh thing that you can do to save some money, and that is to go resort hopping. Now, I talk a lot about resort hopping here on my channel because it is one thing that I really have grown to love when it comes to visiting Disney World. And if you aren't familiar with what resort hopping is, basically it is using Disney transportation to hop around the different Disney World resorts that are on Disney property. There are a lot of resorts that you can visit on Disney World property, and this is another great way to save you money while on Disney vacation because it's another day you don't have to necessarily spend at the parks, but you can relax and hop around the different Disney resorts. And going along with relaxing at Disney World, if you are staying on Disney property or at a hotel that has access to a pool, you could definitely take advantage of some of the amenities that your resort has and spend the day at the pool just relaxing and saving a little bit of money. The eighth way that I have for you here sounds a little bit funny, but that is to drink water. I know this sounds funny, but drinking water can also save you some money at Disney World because it's really important to stay hydrated while you are at Disney because it gets hot. You're doing a lot of running around, seeing the parks, but also purchasing pop or soda, however you say it, at Disney World can get pretty expensive. So by drinking water, it can help to save a little bit of money in your Disney budget. Now, I will say a bottle of water at Disney World can cost you about $4 to $5, maybe even more depending on where you're visiting at. So I definitely recommend bringing a designated water bottle to the parks that you can fill up throughout the day. Now with that, they do have water fountains that are placed throughout the parks and also in some of the Disney lines that you can fill up your water bottle throughout the day. But a great way to get some cold water is to go to some of the quick service stops in the parks and at some of the resorts, and you can ask for a nice glass of water. The ninth and final way that I have for you to save some money at Disney World is to take advantage of the Ear for Each Other Facebook group. Now, this is a Facebook group that I have just recently found, and I think that it's a nice little hidden gem to actually take advantage of. Essentially, this group is used as a way to showcase some of the side hustles that Disney cast members have, and they may be cast members that were affected by the closing of the Disney World parks. But this group offers a wide variety of services, so there's definitely some interesting things that you could take advantage of with this group, and I've seen a lot of positive comments on some of the posts that are in the group. So definitely do a little bit of research ahead of time if you decide to join this group, and definitely feel out if you feel comfortable using these services or not. But it's something that I found that I thought would be a really interesting idea and definitely something to take advantage of, but also support some cast members. Disney can definitely be expensive, but that doesn't have to take away the fun that you have whenever at Disney World, because there's definitely still some ways to cut corners and save some money in your Disney budget. If you have any ways that you particularly like to save money when it comes to visiting Disney World, definitely let me know in the comments below, because I would love to see if there are any other ways that I can implement for myself. Now here I'll attach a playlist that contains other theme park tips and tricks videos, as well as a video that I think would be helpful for you to watch next. If you enjoyed what you watched today and are new here, definitely hit that subscribe button below, and we'll let you know when the next Disney tip video goes live. Enjoy your Disney planning and budgeting, and we'll see you in the next video. See you guys!